I've got a video here I'm going to show you of myself and Robert Allen. And I love this quote about what he's talking about. It's the commitment quote. You can Google it and it'll pop right back up, by a gentleman who is hiking Mount Everest. Okay, and I want you to listen to Robert Allen, which, by the way, he wrote the book that got me started in real estate, 1 Minute Millionaire. Listen to what Robert says.
There's a statement I want you to memorize, and you've heard it before, but you've never memorized it. And the reason you haven't memorized it is you weren't committed to memorize it. So it's a quote about commitment, about a guy who's climbing Mount Everest, and as they're climbing Mount Everest, he writes in his book how to commit. He said, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits, providence moves too. All sorts of things occur that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, your decision to commit. A whole stream of events issues from your decision, raising in your favor all sorts of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which you couldn't even imagine were going to happen to you. That quote, you go online and Google the commitment quote, you'll find it. I want you to memorize it, because it means that when you commit and willing to go all in, providence, what does that mean? Providence with a capital P, providence, the universe, higher power, commits to people who commit, and doesn't commit to people who are not committed, leaves them on their own to try to figure out by themselves. So you got to go for it. You got to commit. You got to follow your heart. I mean, you don't want to go for something stupid, because your intuition will tell you, oh, that's stupid, don't do that. But if your heart says, this is it, go all in.
So I love that. That's so powerful. So the question is really, are you committed? Are you committed to the endeavor and to the challenge that you've sought out for? This is phenomenal. Shaylee Basnett. Shaylee and her team of women were the first exclusive team of women only that climbed Mount Everest. That young little lady right there has climbed Mount Everest. In fact, their team of women have then went on to climb the highest peaks on 7 continents. My word for this year is be intentional. Everything you do is be intentional. Be committed and be intentional. She was talking about how you get to a point on Mount Everest where you're not even worried about making a step. You're not worried about that next step. All your intention is to at least make a half a step, because it gets so difficult. A half a step. But you've got to be intentional. Be committed, be intentional. You do not climb Mount Everest and highest peaks in 7 continents if you're not intentional and you're not committed. So let's wrap this up here. I just want to say, again, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying when you're not listening. Be willing to stop and be curious about what your subconscious is telling you. So don't just hide it under the rug. If you find yourself going, oh, yeah, but blanket blank, go, oh, wait a minute. Let's get curious here. What is my subconscious saying? Let's kind of pull that out and set that on the table and have a discussion about that. What is my subconscious saying right here? Maybe it's saying, yeah, but what? And let's dive into that. You see, the more you do that, the more curious you become, and more often you become curious, the more apt you are to be able to catch that with your subconscious, all right? It's part of your brain called the RAS, Reticular Activating System, that can tune into that when you start doing it. The same thing about when you buy a white Lexus and nobody has a white Lexus until you buy yours and suddenly everybody has a white Lexus. It's the RAS. And be committed and be intentional. I hope you found a lot of useful information in this presentation, and hopefully a lot of information that maybe resonated with you along your own journey of entrepreneurism or real estate, and hopefully allows you to see and take a moment to take a glimpse into what is actually going on in your head. Why is it that some people can be so successful with the same information where somebody else just doesn't do anything with it, right? It's about those comfort levels, about the 6 words that kill. And most important, you've got to understand what you're saying to yourself when you're not listening. So I hope you've enjoyed this masterclass here. I know I've enjoyed presenting it, and I wish you all the best, and definitely be committed and be intentional. Take care.